My name is Joe. 20 years ago, my wife and I moved to Lake County with our 4 young children and settled down. In that time, we've worked, worshiped, played, and raised our family. Today, I've met the people and discovered the businesses and organizations that make up a vibrant, dynamic community. Join us as we share with you what makes South Lake great. I'm Joe, and Joe knows South Lake. Welcome to Joe Knows South Lake. I am Joe Carlisle, and we are here at Stevens Furniture in the southern part of South Lake County, southern part of Claremont at Cagan Crossings at the Stevens Furniture Store. I am joined by Susan Stevens. They call you Sue, right?
That's right, yes.
We are joined by Sue. Her husband couldn't make it. Susan, this is actually, I've looked around your store, your furniture store here. Are you the only furniture store here?
Yes.
So you're the only furniture store here at Cagan Crossings. And I've looked around, and you have quite an eclectic collection of furniture here. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that. But first, give me an idea of how you got here. From your accent, you're not from here.
No, we're from northeast England, and we arrived here permanently 3 years ago. We originally had a holiday home here and came on family vacations once or twice a year. Really loved the place and thought we could do something here. We could make the move and make it work.
How long had you guys been coming as vacationers?
As vacationers, probably about 20 years, but we bought the vacation rental, our holiday home, in 2016. Didn't take us long to decide we wanted to move over.
That's fairly typical for people. They buy a lot of, I sell real estate. A lot of people, they'll buy a vacation home thinking it's more affordable, and it is. Many times for what they charge for vacation homes around here. If you're going to be here a couple times a year, you can pay for a mortgage for what you're going to pay for rent, but they all end up like that.
Yes.
They all fall in love and say, well, we have that home now. Because you're from England, I'm sure there were other challenges. Are you becoming citizens here in the U.S., or are you?
At the moment, on the visa we're on, we're unable to take that route. It's a bit more difficult when you're on an E2 visa, which is the investor visa we came on. There may be ways we can do that, but at the moment we have to renew every 5 years, so we're unable to stay permanently.
Now, I have great respect for people that come over here from other countries, but they do it the right way. You wanted to be part of the community.
Yes.
You want to open a business. You're not looking for loopholes.
No.
You came in with the investor visa, and you have opened this. Now, I have to ask, why a furniture store? I mean, it doesn't sound real sexy to begin with, but I'm sure there's a great story behind this.
It's what we know. It's what we know, and we did back home.
Is it?
We had 4 large furniture stores back home. Each store was 20,000 square feet. One in the city centre location. The other 3 were retail park locations. And we've been doing this for over 30 years. So
you have experience at it.
Yes.
You know what you're doing.
Yes. Stick to what you
Now,
know.
do you still have those?
We don't. We kept an interest in one of the stores for a short time while we got set up and settled here. 2 leases on 2 of the shops were coming to an end, so they naturally closed. We had a lot of staff at retirement age, so they went naturally as well. And our business partner in the UK took on the 3rd store. And our general manager ran the store we had the interest in, and she's now took that over on her own because things here have just been so successful.
So you're all in. I mean, you
we're all
guys,
in
when
now.
you made the jump, you didn't keep a backup plan to go back. You said, let's make our way.
Yeah, we're all in now, yes.
Now, I have to ask, why Lake County? Is it because of its proximity to Disney? Was that the basis of your vacation home?
It was, yes. The vacation home we had was just 3 miles down the road, and when we originally moved over, a lot of the furniture were tired, so we needed to replace furniture for the rental market, and we found this store, which was a furniture shop at the time. The owner, however, was wanting to close down, and that was what got our interest. We thought, this size store, when you're used to 20,000 square feet, it's kind of a bit of a step back and a little bit of a retirement in a nicer environment to do business. And we thought, looking around at what we were trying to buy for our vacation rental, accessories, things like that, we thought, there's not a great choice. And we thought we could bring our experience from the UK here. And that kind of was why this area. We looked into it a bit further then, and the owner from this shop had actually closed down and was closed for a year while we were looking at how to set up. Could we get accounts here? We're established back home, but can we do it here? Will they trade with us? Who will trade with us?
Sense.
So we went to a couple of the furniture shows to make sure we could get supplied. We checked the area out. It's a good area because you have American homeowners as well as the vacation rentals, so you were in a great spot to do business and kind of had both markets. So that was quite a big point in why we chose the location.
You know, that's such a great concept that so many people that open up a business here never really think of, can I do business? I can open up the store,
Yes.
but who's going to do business with me? Not just the customer, but can I get the suppliers the way I need them? Now, one of the things I think, like I said before, is really cool is you have an eclectic assortment. You're not a corporation. This is just you guys. This
Yes.
is your one store, family-owned business. What really is your design aesthetic here? I mean, I mean, it's very cohesive, but like I said, it's eclectic. My wife would love this Paris painting that you have, but which is a picture of the Eiffel Tower, but on a street in monotone with this nice splash of red. Of course, red's my favorite color.
Yep.
Can you tell that red is Joe? With this umbrella, and it's just absolutely beautiful. My wife would fall in love with that. I'm in love with your octopus table.
Yes.
They have this coffee table that's an octopus coming up around a piece of glass. So it's that sort of thing that I've seen. Mermaids and aviation and Disney. You know, what spurs that?
We like to visit the market, and we like to bring pieces in what make us a little bit different and get people talking. Like yourself, you've just mentioned the octopus table. Even if people don't come in and buy, they'll go home and talk about the unusual pieces of furniture in the store, and that helps to get our name out there. So, and I enjoy going to the market and buying different pieces which just help us stand apart from everybody else.
That's, I think, one of the cool things about working with a small, independent business person is because I'm not going to walk in here and you're going to say, well, that's the model that we have. You know, we have this model coming out, this collection coming out. It's some cool stuff that you've managed to find and put together. Mm-hmm. And, you know, do you ever do things that are maybe custom? Somebody says, well, I'm looking for this. Maybe they come in, they're going to do a vacation rental and they have an aesthetic in their mind. You sit down and work with them like that, or you're pretty much, this is what we have, you know, check back with us later.
Custom product. Some of the upholstery, we do a couple of custom programs on the upholstery where you can come in and select a fabric and the supplier will make it in the choice. They've got quite a large swatch of fabrics you can choose from, and you can choose your accent colours. They do take longer to come in, so they generally tend to be somebody who's willing to wait that bit longer for what they want. The other side of the custom is we have done some furniture packages where we've worked with the homeowner, we've gone in, we've helped them pick accent colours, the furniture packages in the living room, designed the bedrooms for them, suggested. So we have done a few of those as well. So it depends on what the customer wants. We'll try and work with them to get the end result.
Well, we're going to talk about packages, and actually I'd like to talk briefly in a minute about maybe how you saw COVID affect your business and where you think it's going from there. But we're going to go to commercial break. I want to say thanks for joining us. We're going to go to a commercial break, and when we get back, we're going to talk some more with the owner, Susan Stevens of Stevens Furniture Store. See you in a minute.
Griffiths Automotive Clinic in Groveland is a family-owned and operated auto repair shop. We have clean, modern facilities with the latest technologies to service all vehicle makes and models. Brakes, AC, electrical, tires, transmissions, oil changes. At Griffiths Automotive Clinic, we are your one-stop automotive shop, proudly serving the Groveland, Claremont, Mineola, Mascot, Webster, Montverde, Ferndale, and Bushnell communities. Call Griffiths Automotive Clinic at 352-243-2277 to set up your appointment today.
Life is better when you're smiling. At Modern Orthodontics, Dr. Alan Wong has changed thousands of lives helping patients achieve the modern smile with braces and clear aligners. Utilizing digital scanning technology, Modern Orthodontics creates in-office 3D models for clearly modern aligners. Modern Orthodontics is conveniently located in Claremont, Apopka, and Bushnell. Call or text us to schedule your free exam and create your modern smile today.
And welcome back. Look, if you have not been using them, you need to start. Here at Jono South Lake and South Lake TV, we believe in the small independent business owner. All of our ads are small independent business owners. And even if we have somebody who is a larger corporation franchise, that is a business that's owned by small independent franchisee. So I want to encourage you, please, don't just watch our ads. Get out and use those businesses. Well, we are still here at the Stevens Furniture Store. We're joined by Susan Stevens. Sue, I just want to say, again, you have a very eclectic style here. I've seen some really cool stuff. We talked a little bit earlier while I was pre-interviewing you. Somebody came up and asked if you could do a better price. And we talked about the fact that you've never had to have a sale. No. And I'm sure in the furniture business, that is actually quite rare.
Yes.
Tell us why you think that is. I mean, you have walk-in traffic, but is that the bulk of your business is walk-in traffic, or is it repeat business?
We get quite a lot of repeat business. That was one of the things we were quite surprised at, how quickly repeat business built up, and also word of mouth spread. We come up quite highly ranked on a lot of community sites now, and property managers have recommended us. So
well, that makes sense. Right?
A lot of that is recommendations, Google reviews. People will Google us and say, oh, the reviews were good, so we thought we would stop by. So a bit of everything, really.
Now, do you spend a lot of money on marketing for social media, or do you just have a presence because you think people like your store?
We don't do a lot. We don't spend a lot on social media. My husband does a little bit Facebook. We're not that techie yet. We do the main.
Those of us of a certain age aren't.
Yeah. The main advertising we do is a digital billboard on one of the exit ramps.
Oh yeah.
But we found word of mouth was our biggest advertisement.
Do you know, and I think a lot of that is. I asked that question for a specific reason, and I think it's what I felt as I sat here. You know, you're a very comfortable atmosphere. You don't have 6 salespeople jumping on you, trying to push you into something. You know, the other thing is, as I look around, I mean, in comparison to some of the other larger stores, who I will not mention by name, your prices are very reasonable. You know, it's new furniture, so it's not cheap, but I'm sitting in this chair. I've been in furniture stores and sat in a chair like this, and I was like, okay, well, I'm too heavy to sit in this chair for lunch. This isn't going to last very long at my house. So you have good suppliers. You have good prices, which I think lends to the fact that you don't have to do sales. Let's talk about packages, though. You said that you have had customers that you will cut a deal, or you have something maybe that you're bringing off the floor. How does that work when you do something like that?
There's a few different ways we do that. If we're clearing a model off the shop floor to bring a new model in, then we will put a clearance price on that model. The other way is if you're buying more than one piece, you're looking at a few pieces buying together, we'll look at packaging it up and doing some extra discount off, because the more you buy, the more you're going to save. We also still offer free delivery. We did free installation, which has really set us apart from a lot of the big stores.
Now, wait a minute. You charge these prices and you do free delivery?
We do, yes.
You're the total package.
When you're a small family-run business, you can give that little bit extra service. You can also be a bit more flexible, where a lot of the big stores, because they're big and they are a chain, they can't be as flexible.
How far out do you deliver? I mean, what's your general market?
Today, Rob couldn't be with us because he's actually doing a delivery down in Tampa.
Wow, you go that far?
Yeah,
I hope for a room full of furniture.
It's a good customer of ours.
Not just a kitchen chair.
He has bought
Quite a bit of furniture.
He's bought things off us previously, so he is a customer and we want to keep him happy and keep him right. So yes, he's delivering to Tampa today. The furthest, I think, is just outside of Miami. We did a delivery, which was a bigger package. So we stay within Florida. With Melbourne, we've done a few over to sort of the Melbourne beach area.
Do you know, I find that fascinating all by itself. I mean, realistically, I'm sure there are experts that would tell you that you shouldn't do that. Why would you? I mean, it just give us a little bit of insight why you would take something like that, even for a good customer. That's a haul.
The first one we did to Melbourne was actually a good customer, yes. Again, it was a good customer. She had bought off us and lived in this area and was relocating from Cagan over to Melbourne. So it was quite a large package, so we did that. And that was probably the first one we did. The further regions tend to be the bigger packages to obviously make it sustainable.
I think probably like me too, that, you know, realistically, and I know it sounds cliched when I tell it to people, but there really is no greater compliment to me than when you repeat business with me, when you call me back, when you say, hey Joe, we're going to sell this house, or our child is getting ready to buy a house, can you help take care of our child? Mom passed away and I need to do the house, will you, can you handle that for us? And then doing things that aren't normally done. Because I have people who look at me and do the same thing. It's like, why would you do that? You don't need to do that. Well, I don't need to, which is why I do it. You must have quite a bit of loyalty, obviously, if you have that kind of repeat business.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that was one thing we were really surprised at, was we have some great customers who come back to us time and time again.
Do you find you get quite close to them?
We do, yeah, we do. It's surprising how you get to know certain customers, and they'll speak to you in the shops. They'll see you in Walmart or out in a restaurant, and they'll come over and say hi, and you'll have a chat to them, and you know a bit about their family now, and it is good to know.
Do you find
that about your customers?
Again, in real estate, I did very well last year, in part because people had time to go look at houses. Did you find COVID had the same effect for you in the furniture business?
COVID had a massive effect on the home owner market. The housing market here was unreal. We didn't think it would go the way it did. The vacation, our customers who were vacation homeowners, and that we have seen drop off because they're unable to travel at the moment, so they're unable to get here. Yeah. We do have some customer orders where we've held on to them for a year because they were unable to get back to take delivery. So we have had one or two orders where we have held on to them and still waiting to deliver. But that is quite a big bit of our business. But because the housing market went so massive, that side of it, the homeowner side of the business, shot up and kind of compensated for the vacation homeowners not being here. So I think that caught people by surprise how the housing market went, including suppliers who didn't plan on the demand being as great as it was. So that was one of the challenges.
Is actually getting the supplies to meet
getting
the
the
orders.
supply.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Even now, they're not predicting it to get much better for several months. So the demand and getting the supply from suppliers is a challenge at the moment.
Did you find that? Have you found prices increasing on your end because of materials?
Yes.
that just like building homes, I would imagine,
Yes.
as materials get more expensive, the homes get more expensive.
Yes, we have spoken to other people in other industries and it's had the same effect. The price of lumber's gone up, the price of freight for imports, especially on containers, has jumped up massively. So it has had an effect on, we've seen several price increases over the last year. Which
Wow. You know, these are things that people never think about till they need a piece of furniture, you know. Let me ask you this, what's next for you guys? Do you have plans for another store, or you happy here? What's next for Stevens Furniture?
I think at the moment we're happy here. We're not going to rule out that we might not expand somewhere later, but for the short term or the near future, we will concentrate on this store. And the challenge with opening another store is, again, at the moment would be getting the supply.
Right.
The supply is very short, and trying to then get that supply to run a second
To fill
shop.
the store.
Exactly, yes, would be the challenge. So until we see an improvement in the market, it will be concentrating on the one store.
Do you know, there is, and I've seen this in my friends from places like Asia, Europe, Central America. Us Americans, we tend to get in a hurry, and there is many times great wisdom in just concentrating on what you have, staying where you are until the time is right.
Yes.
And so often people jump too quick and then they get in trouble. So I give you great kudos for that. I wish you great well. Let me ask you something. If somebody is interested, what is the best way? Should they should they come on down? Should they go to a website? Obviously, people still have COVID concerns. And for those of you who are concerned about it, we are usually masked up, but because we're in an interview separated, we're adhering to CDC guidelines as well as Florida state guidelines. I have to do that disclaimer so I don't get a bunch of phone calls, you know.
Yes.
So what's the best way for them to take a look?
We do have the website, so you can visit the website and have a look. However, we have picked up a lot of new suppliers, so the full range of products we have available aren't on the website yet. We have worked with customers who will give us an idea of what they want, and we can send you pictures and suggestions as to what we think will work. We do that quite often. Or come and visit us at the store and tell us what you need, and we'll do our best to find what you're after. The website is www.stevensfurnitureorlando.com.
Okay, and the phone number?
352-404-8989.
Great. All right, well, you heard it here on Joe Knows South Lake. I'm going to expect you to blow these guys up. Come on down, get some furniture. At the very least, get it. It is actually a very soothing atmosphere, to tell you the truth. Come on down, get an idea of what they have. They have some great pieces, and they do sell. It's not all collections. I did hear them selling pieces individually today, so please get on down. We want to thank you for joining us. I want to thank Sue, and in absentia, making a delivery, her husband, Robert. Thank you very, very much. Thank you guys for joining us. And once again, you should be supporting your small, local, independent business person. Thank you for coming. I want to tell you that if you want to have your business featured on Joe Knows South Lake or on South Lake TV, reach out to me at onejoeknows@gmail.com, or you can reach us through southlake.tv, which is our website, or look us up on Facebook. Either way, we'd love to see you. I will see you later. And I love you. Bye-bye. My name is Joe. 20 years ago, my wife and I moved to Lake County with our 4 young children and settled down. In that time, we've worked, worshiped, played, and raised our family. Today, I've met the people and discovered the businesses and organizations that make up a vibrant, dynamic community. Join us as we share with you what makes South Lake great. I'm Joe, and Joe Knows South Lake.